Good evening. You're watching the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. First, the headlines. Education and Youth Committees of Shura Council discuss with 4 ministers harmonizing graduates of higher education with requirements of labor market. Ministry of Transport and Communication starts an investigation on reasons behind water leaks in Salalah Airport due to rainfall in the governorate of Dhofar. And the Ministry of Commerce and Industry decides to use the 4th edition of Unified Industrial Guide for economic activities. Live from the news center of the Sultanate of Oman television, here we present to you tonight's news bulletin. Harmonizing graduates of higher education with requirements of labor market topped matters of the meeting of Education and Scientific Research Committee and Youth and Human Resources Committee with Her Excellency the Minister of Higher Education, His Excellency the Minister of Manpower, His Excellency the Minister of Civil Service and His Excellency Secretary General of the Supreme Council for Planning. The meeting came to acquaint with efforts reached by the government in this vital role. Queries by the members focused on principles followed by the Minister of Higher Education in offering educational programs stressing the importance of developing university students' skills to overcome weaknesses of outputs that joining the labor market. They also discussed challenges facing employment of the graduates. The minister mentioned that there is a study being conducted of vocational diploma to go parallel with general education between the Ministry of Manpower and the Ministry of Education. The meeting clarified that there will be emphasis on raising a percentage of technology education outputs, referring to the importance of coordination among the government, private sector and academic side in this regard. The Ministry of Transport and Communication emphasized that it formed a technical team to stand at real reasons and to investigate water leaks which happened in New Salalah Airport due to rains that fell on the Wilaya of Salalah. The ministry mentioned that the initial report referred to blockage of rainwater drainage from top of the roof and are being cleaned. It also mentioned that the project is still under warranty and both the contractor and the consultant are still in the site and will be totally held responsible for any effects that may happen to all contents of the airport. Despite being affected by water leaks due to heavy rains, witnesses by the Wilaya of Salalah Airport continues its regular work in a streamlined and integrated way. A technical committee formed by the Ministry of Transport and Communications is continuing its investigation to know the cause that led to water leaks in some parts of the airport. The airport, launched in November last year, is preparing to receive groups of tourists from the Sultanate, Gulf Cooperation Council countries and Arab and foreign countries. Astronomically, the Kharif season started on the 21st of June and its effects will continue till next September. Governorate of Dhofar is ready to receive its visitors during the season with a number of events and activities. Various intensity rains are still falling for the second consecutive day on a number of wilayas of the Governorate of Dhofar. Most coastal areas witnessed heavy to moderate rains yesterday evening. Rainfalls coincide with the effects of Kharif season in the Governorate of Dhofar, which astronomically started on 21st of June and will continue until 21st of September. These pictures are of the rain that fell in the wilaya of Salalah. And on the oil side, Oman oil price August delivery reached $46 and 74 cents. The price of Oman oil declined 55 cents from the price of yesterday, which was $47.29. The average price of Oman oil for next July delivery has stabilized at $44 and 33 cents, thus $4.93 per barrel higher than June delivery. And Muscat Securities Market MSM General Index today added 8.2 points, comprising a rise by 0.14% to close at 5,796 points compared to the last season, which stood at 5,788 points. The trading value total today stood at more than 4.03 million Omani Rials, comprising a rise by 39% compared to the last session, which stood at 2.90 million Omani Rials. The report released by MSM pointed out that the market value rose by 0.03% to reach about 16.99 billion Omani Rials. The report added that the value of shares sold by non-Omanis investors reached 479,000 Rials, and the net non-oil investments declined by 9.68% to 391,000 Omani Rials. With the aim of promoting products and encouraging female entrepreneurs and Omani families in the Governorate of the Far, the second elite gathering exhibition for productive families and female entrepreneurs was opened. The exhibition, supervised by Oman Chamber of Commerce and Industry branch in the Governorate, aimed to support works of the families, introducing and promoting other products. The Ministry of Commerce and Industry decided to use the 4th edition of Unified Industrial Guide for Economic Activities. Its usage among all government bodies will facilitate links among them from a technical point of view. It will work to eliminate doubling work among these bodies which deal with commercial activities. It's worth mentioning that the number of dealings poured in through e-system Bayan amounted to 665 issued for Gulf Cooperation Council countries to obtain tax exemption. You're watching the Sultanate of Oman television, and still to come in our news bulletin. The information attaché at the Sultanate's embassy in Washington held an iftar gathering on the occasion of the holy month of Ramadan.
تحفكم عظمة الله.
عمان تحكي قصص من تاريخها.
تمر الحرب ونخسر.
الحرب الحقيقية لم تبدأ بعد. على تلفزيون سلطنة عمان.
Welcome back to the Sultanate of Oman television news. Royal Air Force of Oman concluded activities of cultural competition for the year 2016 at the auditorium of Ghala Air Base and Sultan Qaboos Air Academy. The competition was intermittent by related visual show in addition to cultural qualifying competition among various bases of the force. Prizes and shields were handed to the winners of Holy Quran memorization competitions, which held among imams of mosques of Sultan's Armed Forces, Royal Guard of Oman, and bases that achieved advanced stages in all competitions of the Royal Air Force of Oman this year. aiming to mark the orphan status in the Omani society. Al-Rahma Society for Motherhood and Childhood organized an activity for orphans under the theme, Let's Make Them Happy. It witnessed a participation of more than 2,700 orphans from different governorates of the Sultanate. The activity included a number of corners and pavilions displaying various tools and games for kids. They were also handed a number of financial awards granted by public charitable organizations in the Sultanate. The event was patronized by His Highness Sayyid Faisal bin Turki Al Said. The information attaché at the Sultan's Embassy in Washington held an iftar banquet on the occasion of the holy month of Ramadan. It was attended by a number of American and Arab figures, some members of the Congress, media men, intellectuals, and representatives of Arab and Islamic organizations there. During the event, Her Excellency Hunaina bin Sultan Al Mughayriya, Sultan's ambassador accredited to the United States, gave a speech in which she welcomed the guest and praised Oman-US ties. Other speakers also commended the Sultanate's efforts in serving humanity and peace in the world. Our Matters in Light of the Holy Quran is the title of a seminar organized by Omani Society for Quran Care in cooperation with Omani Women's Association and the Governorate of Muscat. The seminar discussed a number of aspects related to human life. It's as well focused on the importance of Holy Quran in Muslims' daily life. The seminar as well called upon the participants to read Quranic verses which elocution, which is often called tajweed. It is well called upon Muslims youth to exploit their free time in memorizing the Holy Quran. The seminar sought to acquaint society members with cases facing them in light of the Holy Quran. In Sultan Qaboos University, SQU, various religious and social activities are organizing in the holy month of Ramadan. Religious Guidance Department at Sultan Qaboos University, a series of daily and weekly religious lectures that touched on all spiritual and religious issues that concern Muslims. Academic staff and students gather every day in the holy month to break the fast at the open area outside SQU Mosque, ending a long academic day. They also perform Maghrib, Isha and Taraweeh prayers. Student societies also organize various cultural activities. Yasser Al-Badi from the Wilaya of Dhank in the Governorate of Al-Dhahira is owner of a small project to produce and sell local fruits and vegetables in the Wilaya. He started his business by planting Omani grapes in his farm and selling this crop in his shop at the market in the Wilaya, beside other types of fruits and vegetables from inside and outside the country. His products attracted many local consumers in the Wilaya, especially these days in the holy month of Ramadan. Local fruits such as dates and grapes are main components of Ramadan cuisine. And now for the Ramadan times for tomorrow. Fajr prayers at 3:54 a.m. Maghrib prayers at 7:02 p.m. And now for the general weather focus around the Sultanate. Partly cloudy skies will prevail over the coastal areas of the Governorate of Dhofar and its nearby mountains and Wusta, with chances of intermittent drizzle. The rest of the Sultanate will have clear skies with clouds and scattered rainfall over the Hajar Mountains. Winds will be southwesterly moderate to active over the coastal areas of Arabian Sea, while it will be northeasterly light to moderate over the coastal areas of Sea of Oman. Seas will be rough along the coast of Arabian Sea with a maximum wave height of 4 meters and slight along the coastal areas of Sea of Oman and Musandam with a maximum wave height of 1 meter. watching the Sultanate of Oman television, and before we end tonight's bulletin, here are the main points once again. Education and Youth Committees of Shura Council discuss with 4 ministers harmonizing graduates of higher education with requirements of labor market. The Ministry of Transport and Communication starts an investigation on reasons behind water leaks in Salalah Airport due to rainfall in the governorate of Dhofar. And the Ministry of Commerce and Industry decides to use the 4th edition of Unified Industrial Guide for economic activities. Live from the news center of the Sultanate of Oman television, we have presented to you tonight's news bulletin. From all of us here in the studio and the newsroom, we thank you for joining us and good night.